I think with this extension, so the biggest thing obviously is that it aligns with Steph's contract. So he's got 2 years, $115 million remaining on his deal. And then Draymond as well, who I think has got $50 million over the next 2 years and then a $27 million player option for the third season. So these three guys are all locked in now for the next 2 seasons beyond this one. And it makes me think Klay. Klay is the last one of the core four that have been around over a decade that needs to be locked in beyond this season. And I think if the franchise has their way, and I think to a degree, I think Klay should accept this as well, is like you sign him to a 2-year deal. And the Warriors reportedly offered him 2 years, $48 million prior to the season, which Klay, I guess rightfully at the time, rejected because he would have seen Draymond get 4-year 100 and think, I need something closer than that. But with the way that Klay's playing so far this season, with the fact that he's moved back to the bench, I think if they revisited a deal in the offseason in free agency of a similar type to year 48, is that a little bit overs for Klay maybe? Possibly, yeah. But I think in this current climate of the NBA, that's kind of what you would give him. I think it's I do think there has to be a little bit more maybe you pay because of what he means to the franchise. Like if you've got to pay an extra $5-10 million because he's Klay Thompson and because he's one of the top 5 players in franchise history, if you have to do that, just do it. Just do it. And so that's what I think the franchise would be looking for. Maybe Klay wants a 3rd-year player option on top of that to kind of give him a little bit more security moving forward. I don't know, but that's clearly like those 3 guys are now aligned, and we're just really waiting on Klay. And any thought that this season was kind of a last dance? Not really. Like you're going to have another 2 seasons after this with at least Steve, Dre, and Steve. Unless something was to go completely haywire and that Draymond was to be traded or Steph was to ask out or whatever. Like unless something goes completely off the rails, then like this is what they're locked into. And I think Steve deserves, like he's won 4 championships with these guys. I think he deserves the opportunity to continue with these guys. I think I find it hard to see Steve coaching a Warriors team without Steph Curry. And so I think all of this, Steve and Draymond and potentially Klay as well, it's all married to Steph and what he wants to do moving forward. And I'm not saying by any means that, these 3 guys plus Klay have only got, 2 years left. Like Steph could easily play another 5 years, I think, and play into his 40s. And so it might be a situation where those guys are still playing together in 4 or 5 years, and maybe Steve's still coaching. But I think the 2 years gives the franchise and those players and Steve as coach to reset at that point to see where they're at.